Okay, so today's guests, Pawnee, Matt, and Pelchat, and just takeaways on the baby wearing talk today. Um, Maybe Shailene, you'd like to start? Nope. Okay. Maybe Haley, you'd like to start?
Sure. I'm dealing with a lot of pressure, like in my uterus and my bladder and stuff. So it's just a really good reminder at the end there about, like your whole, reproductive system and things like that. And to make sure that, you're taking care of that as well, because baby wearing can put a lot of pressure. And that's what my pelvic floor therapist in Marysville, had mentioned to me. And so it's just a really good reminder not to push myself if I'm feeling those things, or if I'm feeling those pressures, to maybe just sit down a few more times, because I don't have to be superwoman all the time. I'm choosing to be. So
middle toe.
thank you for that reminder.
Mom, this is the middle toe.
Absolutely. Can I say with what you just said too, sometimes it's just a matter of changing your carrier as well. If you're feeling a carrier is putting pressure on you, just switch to a different carrier. So if you're really feeling like bladder, for example, and you're wearing a soft structure carrier, switch to a ring sling for a little while, and that pressure is going to alleviate.
Beautiful. Who'd like to go next?
I can go. Yeah, Pawnee, that was absolutely incredible. I'm not a mom yet. I'm in my planning preconception journey right now. And as I mentioned in the chat, I'm a new birth worker in the West Kootenays. So that just like blew my mind. I'm like really excited to wear my babies. So thank you. Like, and just the way you teach, it was so just digestible. And yes, like it was a lot of information, but the visuals helped me so much. And your little fun words like bum hammock, I love that. So it was a lot of fun and it was really engaging, even though we're online. And yeah, I feel like I really like grasped a few of the important basics. Yes. So thank you so much for being here. And I'm definitely going to add you to my list of resources to share with people.
Well, thanks for sharing space with me today.
Beautiful. Go ahead, Erin.
I was just gonna say thank you as well. That was very informative, and I also loved your energy and teaching style. It was engaging, and even though they were sort of like simple things in a way, there's like so much to it. Like there's so many little tidbits that it's like, oh yeah, I didn't really know, just like all the different ways to adjust, and like the shoulders up and back and down. That's a big one for me because I'm a real round shoulderer. So yeah, that's great. I'm excited to like go practice now with these different things and see what kind of adjustments we have.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful. I think for me, it's just like, oh, I may be wearing them right, and my body just might not be ready to be doing a 40-minute walk there and back, up and down hills, carrying a baby. And that's okay. And that means I can like switch him partway through. And I now go like, oh, if I bring the ergo, we can like switch the baby from me to my partner, like easier than maybe if I'm using the MyDi. And that's great. So yeah, having that information, and I just feel like there's so many like little tricks and tips that I picked up that I go like, oh, I can do this better now that I've seen you do it. So that feels really good. I love learning from people who are experts. And it's a bit different than live, but live, right? It's super good.
Sort of live.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we need to nurture ourselves as much as we nurture our babies, right? So if your body's not ready yet, take the time. And I love the idea of switching off with your partner, and it involves them too, right? And then they feel like they're doing something. So that's really good. Well, thank you for having me as well.
You're very welcome. Shailene or Esther, would you like to share something?
Yeah, I'll pop in. Yeah, so Pawnee, I love that you said that, because for me, when I think of like any type of self-care, because the first thing I thought of is like, well, maybe like I am super into acupuncture and chiropractor, and just like those are the ways that I'm good at taking care of my body, because I've also been very blessed and grateful to have access to insurance. And so I use it, right? If I have it, I use it. That's what it's for. And so that's kind of my go-to. So, but I also like learned that, yeah, it could just be, the body's not ready, or just, adjustments. I have a backpacking background. So if I am not carrying my backpack correctly, I will feel it. Right. So it was easy for me to equate the two. They're just different fundamentals. My backpack is obviously way bigger, so I'm carrying and heavier, so I'm carrying it in a different position, but it's nice, the trademarks and pointing exactly where that is, rather than, oh, it's somewhere around your belly button, like you're literally doing the bending that I know to do, and that is where your waist is. So I love that. And then for me personally, me and my partner are entirely different sizes. Like we are so different. Like I'm 5'1" and he is 6 feet, and he has giant shoulders. And so like knowing that there are systems that we could both use is really helpful for when, because I'm starting to think about things like this where I don't need it now, but like the less research that I have to do then, when I won't have the brain space to do it, the better. So I learned so much, and yeah, thank you so much. Just so grateful to have this community and to have you, resources, and have you be part of it.
Thank you. That's, yeah, the backpack. Another difference is one cries and the other does not.
Yes, very different.
Oh man. Yes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. I love that you do this at the end of the circle, because it also helps me see what works for you and what doesn't. And maybe for future talks, I know what things resonate. So I really appreciate it too.
Esther, if you're there, would love to give you a chance to feedback as well. You don't have to if you don't want to, or if your hands are busy or whatever.
I think Esther's actually local to me, so I might get my actual hands on her to help her soon. Oh, by the way, I do online fit checks and such as well. So if you're like, every time I wear that particular carrier, I get that pinch, let's just get on a call together and we can do a quick fit check. You can actually like show me and walk around, and we can make the adjustments as need be.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was inspired. I was like, oh, like I've always thought the woven wraps were like too complicated. I was like, that seems scary. I don't know, right? But I was like, oh, it's just the same as the stretchy wrap, only maybe simpler because it's not stretchy. And I go like, oh, okay. And then same with the ring sling. I was like, oh, like that just doesn't work. And when you were talking, I was like, oh, I just don't know how to use it. Right. Good to know. Yeah, and Pawnee, you're welcome to come back. Like I know you've got a busy life and whatnot, but if you are looking for mom support from other moms, we love to have people join us. And if you felt this was like a supportive space, we talk about all sorts of different things. And
absolutely, you're my jam. So yes, I want to hear more about the orgasmic stuff. So I will be back for that night for sure.
Yeah, I'm just in the process of figuring out how the heck I'm going to do that with a small baby in tow and put my like teacher facilitator hat on, because it's one thing to facilitate a very sharing circle and another thing to like teach a class.
Back carry.
Small baby, a back carry. Okay, yeah.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Right. Thanks. I will ponder that deeply in my next phase of figuring that out. So
back carry and like some crackers. Just throw them back there.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
It works. Snacks.
You know that
close
song?
to you.
You know that song, like, do your boobs hang low? Do they wobble to a flow? Can you time it or not? Can you time it? Can you throw them over your shoulder and feed the baby in the back carry? Do your boobs hang low? Ah, beautiful. Well, on that note, thank you so much to all you beautiful ladies for being here tonight. Thanks for connecting. If you have a request for who we could bring on, or a topic or something we can learn about, I just lined up Mariah. Her last name is so long. It starts with an R. We did a couple podcasts together on vaginal steaming. So she's going to come in, I think, next July. And I'm aiming to do like one guest speaker per month, and then ideally somebody from the group, if somebody wants to step forward and share, like JC did, about a topic of their expertise, that would be great. And then I'm going to do, I think, 2 a month, or maybe just 1 a month on something intimacy related.
It's bedtime for me now.
Like formulating. She's like, bedtime.
You got a lot of that.
Hello. Your mama's been teaching us a class. It was so wonderful. Thanks for giving her space to do that.
Hold on, she can't actually hear you.
Oh,
You're still in my ear.
got it.
There you go.
Thanks so much for giving your mama space so that she could teach us a class.
Say hi.